What up, reader fam? Today I'm going to be discussing the struggles of recommending books. Recommending books can be scary. There are two instances in which I have to recommend books. One in real life and two online. Let's first talk about in real life because this is the method that I find the most terrifying. That's usually because I get put on the spot. It's like a sneak attack. Two scenarios tend to usually go down in real life. I either get the person who's not much of a reader and will bite down on any recommendation that I serve them. Then there's the I've read everything under the sun reader, which are the hardest people to impress recommendation-wise. With the people who aren't much of a reader, it's usually pretty easy to recommend them books. Unless, like I said, I'm put on the spot, then I have a few issues. Usually when I'm put in this situation, I try to just envision my bookshelf. But it's crazy because I can start to envision what my bookshelf looks like, and I can start to see all the books on my bookshelf, but then, bam! It's like all the books on my bookshelf have disappeared, and I can't see any of the titles in my mind, so I just panic. I blank on every book title ever. That's usually when I turn to recommending my favorite book. That's one I'll never forget. I'll never forget you, my precious. That's usually a good go-to when you're in panic mode. There are some times when I don't panic, and I thankfully can recommend some different books besides just my favorite book. But then after you recommend the books, your mind is just rammed with all these terrible thoughts. Did I recommend the right book? What if they hate it? What if they waste their hard-earned money on a book they ended up hating? What if they never trust me again? It's the worst, and it makes you just wish that you had a button to turn off your mind. My least favorite thing is when somebody's asking for a recommendation, and they're not specific on what kind of books they like. What kind of books do you like? Oh, you know, just anything. Or it's like, okay, so what would you say is your favorite book? Oh, easy, 50 Shades of Grey. You know what? I forgot to do the dishes at home, so I gotta go. Okay, so I can usually figure out a recommendation if they tell me their favorite book. Unless it's a book that I've never heard of in my entire life, then that's where I really struggle. Though even when they tell me a specific genre, I can struggle. Ooh, I love sci-fi. Forgets every sci-fi book ever. The reader pros are the hardest to break through to, and it's almost like they're asking recommendations from you just to make a joke out of you. Have you read Throne of Glass? I've read that series 5 times forward and once backwards. What about the Fallen Kingdom series? I read that series every night before bed. The Six of Crows duology? I read that every morning with my cup of coffee. But the best thing is when you're able to attack them with a recommendation that they've never heard of before. You played their game and you played it hard. Ooh, what about the Witchland series by Susan Dennard? Yeah, that's right. Take that wreck and get out of my face. Fine, you win. I find recommending books online a lot easier. It can still be hard because there are a lot of reader pros out there. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video are considered reader pros, but I still find it easier because I'm able to step back, take a deep breath, look at my bookshelf for reference, and make very educated recommendations. If only I could carry around my bookshelf in my pocket for easy access when I'm recommending books to people in real life. There is still that fear though that you're going to recommend a book that somebody ends up not liking. And I think that the best thing that you can do is just realize that you're never ever going to truly be able to satisfy everyone. It can be hard, especially online, because you can get people with angry comments being like, how dare you recommend this book that I ended up hating? And they tend to outshine the positive comments, but you just gotta brush them off. I guess the lesson today is that you can't always win at the recommendation game. But keep doing you and read and rec books that you love. Let me know down below in the comments a book that is your go-to recommendation. Even though I love Miss Peregrine's, and it definitely is a book that I recommend a lot, I tend to go for Ready Player One as my go-to recommendation because I feel like a lot of people will end up enjoying this book. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to be notified as to when I post new videos, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and click the little bell icon and you'll be notified as to when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew.